Yo, what's up guys? It's your Socks for 5 and 6, and welcome back to a new video. As y'all know, we have a series that we have one episode per month called Let's Talk. Today, I am doing it solo though. I usually do it with someone else, but he is currently busy, I believe, or he has something to do. So if you guys want to be on this with me, just add me in my server or DM me if my DMs are open. But the show must go on. Today we're talking about Sonic Generations. So make sure you guys leave a like on today's video. And if you're a new subscriber, we're trying to hit 300 subscribers before the end of March. And after today's video, the next two videos for the week are actually very special. For Friday, we have a special guest coming on to debate with me if Sonic Unleashed is better than Sonic Generations or vice versa. And Sunday, we have a new episode of Sonic Tales, also the debut for one of the new voice actors. The video is called Sonic Tales: The Story of Baby Sonic. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's Let's Talk video. I'm going to be splitting this one up into 3 sections. The first section being gameplay, the second section being the non-existent story in Sonic Generations, and the third section being extras. Sonic Generations gameplay, I've always felt close to it, not just because I have some nostalgia for it, but overall I feel like the boost, classic Sonic's gameplay, and even the boss fights are all pretty awesome. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect in the slightest, but I do feel like it captured a lot of things that other Sonic games and even Sonic games now did not capture well at all. So with that being said, I want to start with the boost gameplay and just talk about that for a second. Sonic Generations boost gameplay is definitely up there with the 3 to 4 boost games that we already have. In my opinion, it is just right below Sonic Unleashed, giving Sonic a more control with the boost formula. Sonic has always felt out of control in my opinion, especially in Sonic Unleashed when you boost, and in this game you don't really feel that. You still feel like you're going as fast as you can while being able to control Sonic, which is the main thing, and they captured that really well in this game. A great example of this would be Blaze's level. I believe it's called Crisis City. I think it's Crisis City, I could be wrong. But that one is also a really good one to use the boost in for me. Besides the 2D sections, I feel like you are boosting most of the time, especially when there's like I believe a lava tornado or a fire tornado. When you're on that bridge, you're just boosting as fast as you can. And for me, it's nostalgia, but it's definitely something that is fun in my opinion. Even in boss fights, in my opinion, the boost formula is done really well when you're being able to boost and still attack the enemy or whoever you were going up against. Like the Egg Dragoon comes to mind right off the bat. I don't think it is the best boss fight, but I do think it is just really fun and enjoyable once you get the hang of it and such. And I also feel like when Sonic is drifting, that is something that is also done really well. Not as good as Unleashed, but still very, very good. Though the boost gameplay is done really, really well in this game, there is still a few cons I have to touch on, and that being the 2D sections. Again, let's talk about my opinions and thoughts on the subject or game that we were talking about. It's not about the general consensus ideas, and to me, just the 2D sections were not done well with the boost gameplay. I mean, I think it's the level design. I don't think it's the boost gameplay itself, but I mean, that still plays a toll, and I gotta mark it off. Like, to be honest, I don't really know how to explain it, because it feels like it was trying to be an adventure style game with a boost formula, and it was all stutter steppy because it's not really an adventure game or a 2D game. It's boost formula, so it wasn't really ideal for me. Now, quickly moving over to Classic Sonic's gameplay. This is by far the definitive way to play Classic Sonic in a 3D Sonic game. To me, Classic Sonic is a lot of fun. He's super exhilarating when you are playing as him. I feel like you don't lose momentum when you are spin dashing. That's a really key point to me. Killing enemies is just like the normal classic game, so they kept that, of course. And I mean, just overall, I never felt like after I played modern Sonic stage, it's like, geez, I'm like dreading to play Classic Sonic. I feel like I want to play Classic Sonic because he's a lot of fun. Quick little question for you guys. Do you guys like the Angel Island level as Classic Sonic? Because I hate that level. I was playing that before I started recording this game just to get some memory and stuff about this game. I hate it. Let me just say that. I do not like it. The thing that I think I hate about it is that little floating orb part when you have to run as Classic Sonic on it to move it. I was never good at that as a kid. I do remember that, and I suck at it still. So if you guys don't like that either, just tell me in the comments below. Now that I think about it, for Classic Sonic, I don't have much else to talk about for his gameplay. Just if the drop dash was created back then, like let's just say it was, that Classic Sonic would have been so OP in Generations. Because just imagine the drop dash with that. That would have been so cool. But obviously you're looking in hindsight, so I'm not hating on that for not being in there. I'm just saying. Really quickly here before we move on to the next section, I do want to talk about these boss fights and just how they kind of work with the gameplay and so on and so forth. Starting with the first mini boss fight, you got Classic Sonic going up against Classic Metal Sonic. This boss fight was also very fun for me as a kid. I recently just played it as well. This one is really fun. It's awesome. It's kind of like a speed chase, though you're not really chasing Metal Sonic. I mean, you are, but I mean, he's trying to attack you while he does it, so I don't know what you would want to call it. It's fun. You just gotta make sure you don't fall off the platforms. It's a simple idea, but it comes off really well. Now moving on to the first real boss fight, it is Classic Sonic versus Dr. Robotnik. Now for me, this boss fight is a simple 5 out of 10. It's not hard. It's not like anything bad. As a kid, for me, it was really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I spent like 2 to 3 hours on it because I never really figured out how to get on those like platforms. They're like, in a sense, floating platforms with the bombs and stuff. I would always just be on the floor trying to hit Dr. Robotnik in the butt. So I was just oblivious on how to do it. But now I can do it in like under 2.5 minutes. It's not that hard of a boss fight. All you got to do is make sure that you don't let the Eggman robot, I know that's not his name, hit you. And just make sure you get the bomb off in time so you can, in a sense, kill him. And it's not hard. 5 out of 10 for a boss fight to me. The next boss fight is Modern Sonic's first boss fight going up against Modern Shadow. There's not much to say about this one. It's not that great. I mean, even in hard mode, it's not that great. It's a 5 out of 10 to me. It's not a bad boss fight by any means. I feel like it was fun and exhilarating, and I still think it is fun and exhilarating. Even the little SA2 thing when the little cutscene happens is still pretty cool. But I don't feel like it's anything special. It's kind of like racing Shadow to get the pink energy orb. But I mean, there's not much about it. That's all you do. And if Shadow gets enough, he'll do these chaos spear things. And you just gotta dodge them. And it's not that hard. Even in hard mode, it's not that hard. So again, I think it's a 5 out of 10, but not like a bad 5 out of 10. The next boss fight, we got Perfect Chaos going up against Modern Sonic. Now, this one was fun to me. I'm not sure if it was the Sonic Adventure-ness or if it was just being able to boost against Chaos instead of playing like an adventure-style game, which I've always thought of, and I'm glad it actually happened. So now I was able to do that. I can check that off my bucket list. It was pretty fun for me, and I feel like once you do it once and then you finish the game and you're able to unlock Supersonic, doing it as Supersonic is even more epic. And I feel like the 2D sections, I know I'm going all over the place here, I'm just kind of rambling now, but I feel like the 2D sections, doing that, it all flowed. Though I criticized the 2D sections with the boost formula, I still do think this one flowed, and it was a really good run. This next boss fight, we got Silver going up against Modern Sonic. This one's an interesting one. I do think the gameplay part is fun. It's an 8 out of 10. I go back and play this sometimes randomly because it is so fun. Basically, all you gotta do is, it's kind of like Shadows. You just gotta avoid Silver throwing things at you, or you can deflect when he like throws cars and stuff at you. And you just gotta make sure you hit him. And at the end, it's like this big ball he tries to smash on you, and you gotta avoid that so it ends up destroying Silver. But my thing is, my actual question is, so if you can answer this in the comment section, why is Silver fighting Sonic? I never understood that. I mean, same goes for Shadow. The only one that makes the most sense to me is Metal Sonic. Like, why are they fighting? That doesn't make sense. He was just at his birthday party, and then at the end of it, he's rooting for Sonic. That doesn't make sense to me. The second to last boss fight is Modern Sonic going up against the Egg Dragoon, and this one is not a bad one. It can be tedious because you're basically needing to boost the entire time, and if you run out of boost, it's a GG basically. This one doesn't give you much mercy. It's not like it's like a horrible I can't speak. Boss fights, it's not a bad one. It's just tedious. After all those gruesome levels and boss fights, you finally get to the final level against the Time Eater. Now, this boss fight doesn't live up to the hype one bit. Like, it's not like they hyped it up throughout the game about the Time Eater, which, okay, they did, sort of, but it's not that good of a fight. And I'm sorry to my 2 IRL friends that freaking love this, and I know you guys are watching, so don't kill me when we meet up again. This boss fight is not that good. And also, sorry to the Discord guy that really does like this boss fight. I apologize. It's not that good. All you do is hold X. It's not as bad as like things like Sonic Forces, but all you do is boost. I believe you can probably beat it without Classic Sonic in the first place. I was playing it and I almost beat it without Classic Sonic. I did have to use him once, but all you do is hold X. I mean, occasionally you move around when the time meter like uses a portal and like smacks you with his hand, but that's it. That's all you do. It's not that fun of a boss fight, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a 1 out of 10. Okay, no, it's probably a 3 out of 10, but it's not a fun one to me, and it's definitely disappointing. Now, I'm actually done talking about the gameplay. I'm actually really happy how this ended up, because the gameplay to me is definitely a 7.5 out of 10. If you don't really care about story, this is something that you should check out, because Sonic Generations was done, to me, at a very elite level, so go ahead. If you haven't played this game, definitely check it out for you. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the story. Alright, let's not make this video longer than it needs to be. There's no story. Let's be real with ourselves. And if there is, it's so basic. Sonic's having a birthday party, Time Eater comes up, steals his friends, Sonic goes to save them, period. That's literally it. Now let's go ahead and move on to the final topic that is going to also be kind of short, extras. Now, there's a ton of things I could talk about with extras, but the 3 things that I'm going to focus on are, to me, that most people would care about is the voice acting, the music, and like the levels above the main stage. Starting with the voice acting, to me, everyone had a pretty great delivery, especially Roger Craig Smith in this one. I feel like he was getting his footing of Sonic, not perfect, but it was definitely an upgrade from Colors in my opinion. And the only person I didn't really like was Shadow. Granted, he only had 1 line, but it wasn't done well. I mean, you got this, Sonic was just... ugh. For the music, I'm a really big fan of the OST for Generations. Granted, most of them are just remixes, none of them are necessarily new. I've listened to the entire OST doing homework once, so I can definitely give a good explanation about it. It's pretty good. There's nothing really to dislike unless you just dislike a certain song. So yeah. And the last part I want to talk about today is the extra levels above the main stage. Those are a hit or miss. They're not all fun, but some of them are, like when you have to raise the double ganger. I think that's what they call it in the game. I think that's what Omachao calls it, at least. But then you have ones where you have to kill all the moto bugs. And I mean, like I said, it's a hit or miss. It's kind of self-explanatory. They're not all fun, but they're not all bad. My favorite one is the one with Vector above Rooftop Run. I think you just have to hit all the music notes before they hit the ground. It's a great one. And yeah, it seems like that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, I know these are the types of videos I was supposed to have a guest on, but Ali was not available. But for next time, we'll hope he is available. If he's not, we'll try to get one of you guys on, and, you know, we'll make the best of it. And make sure to leave a like on today's video. Make sure to subscribe, but also remember to stay tuned to the channel. That's also pretty big, because this Friday we got a special big YouTuber on the channel. We're going to be having a debate about Sonic Generations and Unleashed, and then for our Sunday, we have another big video for Sonic Tales, featuring a voice actor. I added him in my server, but if you guys don't know him, he almost got a job at Disney. I think he turned it down, but he's legit, so make sure you guys tune into that video. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I love you guys. Wear your socks. Peace.